It's quarterfinal time. One of today's teams will move on to the semifinals in their quest for the $1,000 grand prize. In today's match, we have the Huskies of Gould Academy taking on the Blue Blazes of Westbrook. That's next on High School Quiz Show, Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
Energy fuels more than homes and businesses. It fuels dreams, ideas, and growth. Unitil champions the critical thinkers and team players of tomorrow and is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine, where learning takes center stage. It happens every day. Someone falls for a phishing scam. Cyber risk coverage from Safety Insurance is designed to help protect businesses from data breaches, ransomware, and other cyber attacks. Safety Insurance will help you manage life storms, even the cyber kind.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been dedicated to keeping New Englanders at the heart of what they do. That means investing in communities they serve and supporting families and businesses. You matter more.
and by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to High School Quiz Show Maine. I'm Todd Gutner. Well, we've made it through the preliminary rounds and whittled our 16 teams down to 8. We now head into the quarterfinals to see who will continue on their way to the Season 9 championship. Today, we have a repeat of last year's opening quarterfinal. Gould Academy from Bethel is making their 6th appearance on Quiz Show, which includes a Season 6 trip to the semis. But for another crack at the championship, they need to get past Westbrook, who beat them last year in their very first time on the show. Will it be deja vu all over again for Westbrook, or will Gould move on? Let's find out after we meet the teams. For Gould, we have Sadie, Ella, Ezra, and Toby, with alternates Alexandra, Soleil, and Rosie, and they're coached by Adam Leff. And for Westbrook, we have Chris, Isaac, Ezra, and Joel, with alternates Kevin and David, and they're coached by Rebecca Bailey. The competition has 4 rounds: the toss-up round, the head-to-head round, the category round, and the lightning round. We're going to start with the toss-up round. All answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round with no point deductions for wrong answers. Players must wait for me to complete the question, and if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will be given a chance to answer. Is everybody ready? Good luck, both teams. Here we go with the first question. At the end of Eric Carle's picture book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, the title character turns into what insect? Isaac?
Butterfly.
Butterfly, right. Since 1946, what is now known as the CDC, or Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has been based in what major city of the southeastern United States? Ella?
Washington, D.C.
That's incorrect. Westbrook? Go ahead, Chris.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is the right answer. President Jackson rewarded friends, relatives, and others who supported his political ambitions with government positions, regardless of their qualifications. This type of political patronage is known as what system, referring to the way a victor distributes benefits and incentives after winning a battle. Go ahead, Ezra.
Nepotism.
That's incorrect. Westbrook? Chris?
The spoils system.
Spoils. Nice job. What carnivorous perennial plant has a common name that refers to the Roman goddess of love and a certain type of insect? Isaac?
Venus flytrap.
Yes. Up next, we have a picture question. Take a look at the monitor right over there. Which founding father created this political cartoon in 1754 that later became a popular symbol in the rebellion against British rule in the colonies? Ezra?
Ben Franklin.
Yes, that's right. In response to U.S. trade tariffs in 2025, the Foreign Ministry of what country produced a video titled "Never Kneel Down" that says, "Bowing to a bully is like drinking poison to quench thirst. It only deepens the crisis." Ezra?
Canada.
Incorrect. Westbrook? Answer's China. China. A boat called Maid of the Mist is used for sightseeing tours of what natural landmark located on the border of the U.S. and Canada? Isaac.
Niagara Falls.
Yes, Niagara Falls. The equation A times B equals B times A demonstrates what property in mathematics? Did we get it? We got it in. Ezra, go ahead.
Reciprocality?
That's incorrect. Westbrook? Go ahead, Joel.
Dualism.
It's commutative property, the commutative property. All right, we move on. What is the name of the official residence of the governor of Maine? Sadie?
Janet Mills.
That's incorrect. Westbrook? Go ahead, Ezra.
The Blaine House.
The Blaine House is what we were looking for. Up next is our video question. Once again, take a look at that monitor there.
I'm Erwin Gratz, local host of Morning Edition on Maine Public Radio. And here's my question for you. George Washington was the general in charge of American forces during the Revolution. King George was the monarch of Great Britain at that time. But what number king was King George?
Chris?
The third.
The third. Nice job. All right, we move on again. Which of these elements is a gas at standard temperature and pressure? Aluminum, argon, or arsenic? Joel?
Argon.
Argon, right. Our first math question of the day. Here's the question. If the average of 2, 13, and x is 10, what is the value of x? Joel?
15.
15, yeah, that was quick. Nice work. What word that comes from Latin for near the city describes residential areas outside major cities? Go ahead, Sadie.
Suburban.
Suburban, right. The poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley ends with the lines, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my what? Ella.
Soul.
Soul, nice work. Close to 3 million people alive today can claim to be descendants of what Chinese philosopher who was born in the year 551 BCE and whose family tree has been recorded for 80 generations? Chris?
Confucius?
Yes, that's right. From the Italian word meaning crushed, what is the name for the bright green pasta sauce made from crushed fresh basil, pine nuts, garlic, and grated cheese? Go ahead, Isaac.
Pesto?
Pesto, yes. Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution says that a census of the total population of the United States should be conducted how often? Ezra?
Every 10 years.
Every 10 years is the right answer. A person described as venerable is most likely to be which of these things? Young and inexperienced, old and respected, or artistically talented? Chris?
B.
B is the right answer. It was old and respected. Divisible by 2, 3, 6, 7, and 14, what number was officially retired by all Major League Baseball teams in 1997 to honor the memory of Jackie Robinson? Sadie?
41.
Incorrect. Westbrook? Joel?
42.
42, yes, that's the right one. In an electrical circuit, a resistor inhibits the flow of electricity. What corresponding term is used for material that allows electricity to flow freely? Sadie?
Conductivity.
That's right. Good job. A 1938 radio dramatization of what story by H.G. Wells had audiences convinced that Earth was being invaded by Martians? Ezra?
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Here's our second math question. A recipe calls for 1 cup of berries and a half cup of yogurt to make one smoothie. If Kate used 15 cups of yogurt to make smoothies, how many cups of berries did she use? Ezra?
30 cups.
30 cups is right. Ribbed vaults, pointed arches, and flying buttresses are characteristics of what medieval architectural style? Go ahead, Sadie.
Cathedral.
That's incorrect. Westbrook? Ezra?
Gothic.
Gothic is the right answer, and that's the end of our first round. We've got a score of Gould Academy 30, Westbrook 180. This is a great quarterfinal match. It's in the making, so don't go anywhere. We'll meet the players when we get back. Before we go to the head-to-head round, we like to pause and get to know our players with a slightly off-the-wall question, which is, if you could add anything to the regular hot lunch menu at your school, what meal would you choose? We'll begin Gould Academy, and we'll begin with Sadie.
I would say apple grilled cheese sandwiches.
Ooh. Do you have a specific apple that you put in there?
Definitely Honey Crisp.
Definitely Honeycrisp. How about a cheese?
Ooh, sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar. Nice choices. Thank you, Sadie. Ella, your turn.
I'd have to go with a nice red lobster.
Yeah, right? Okay, how are you preparing this lobster?
Boiled.
You're just going the traditional way.
Traditional red lobster.
You dunk in butter or no butter?
Oh yeah, of course butter.
Okay,
Lots of butter.
okay, great. Ezra?
I think I'm going to have to go buffalo mac and cheese. We have buffalo chicken, we have mac and cheese. If we can just throw them together.
Put them together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything buffalo.
Basically, yeah.
Yep. Toby?
I would have to say a nice cheese or chocolate fondue fountain.
Oh, wow. That would be fun. What would be your favorite, thing to dip into it?
I gotta go with like bread or apples.
Okay.
Strawberries for the chocolate.
Strawberries definitely for the chocolate. Best vessel for that. Chris, your turn over at Westbrook.
I'd have to say a good lasagna. It's been a while since I've had one of those, and I think the closest thing we've come to at my school is like a baked ziti.
Okay. All right. Lasagna's great. Isaac.
I would have to say steak accompanied with Drake May.
With who?
Drake May.
Drake May?
Yes.
Oh, you want to eat with somebody too?
Yes.
Is he now your new favorite NFL player?
The modern GOAT, yes.
The modern GOAT. Oh, we're already labeling him the greatest of all time, aside
Deserved.
from Brady. So far, deserved. We'll see. Ezra.
I'd probably say like pancakes with like some fruit and like syrup, of course.
So like breakfast for lunch.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Joel.
I think I'd say a Reuben sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like your Reubens with corned beef, or do you go like the Rachel way?
I like corned beef. Yeah.
You like the traditional corned beef. Way to go, Joel. All right. The head-to-head round is next, but let's see how well you do with our viewer question of the week.
Hi, I'm Paul Riley from Safety Insurance, and here is your America at 250 viewer question of the week. Who was the only signer of the Declaration of Independence born in Maine? The answer is General William Whipple. He was born in 1731 in what is now known as the William Whipple House, which still exists and is possibly the oldest house in the state of Maine.
It's time for the head-to-head round. Players alternate facing off one-on-one right here at the desk. Correct answers are worth 10 points. Incorrect answers will cost you 10 points. We have 90 seconds on our game clock. Here we go. According to Mother Goose, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of
Water.
Yes. Which is heavier, 1 pound or 1 kilogram?
1 pound.
Incorrect, kilogram. Who was the first American astronaut to set foot on the moon? Over here.
Neil Armstrong.
Yes. At Thanksgiving, the U.S. president traditionally gives a pardon to what?
Turkey.
Turkey, yes. Both Superman and Joseph Stalin were nicknamed the Man of
Steel.
Yep. The state of Maine has how many counties?
16.
Yes. What Olympic racket sport involves hitting a shuttlecock?
Badminton.
Yep. What's the name for the wall of cartilage and bone that separates the nostrils? Septum, just a little late. What Roman goddess of the hunt is associated?
Artemis.
That's incorrect. Diana. Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde are ghosts in what arcade video game?
Pac-Man.
Yeah. The Cape of Good Hope is located on what continent?
South Africa. Oh, Africa.
I think your first answer was South Africa. It's Africa. On March 2nd, 1836, Texas became a republic after declaring its independence from what?
Spain.
Mexico. The International Airport of Cincinnati, Ohio is located in which state that borders Ohio to the south? Kentucky. Arctic Sunrise and Rainbow Warrior are ships belonging to what environmental activist group? Ooh, the answer is Greenpeace. You were just a little late. We have a current score. Gould Academy 50, Westbrook 190. The category round is next. Don't go away.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
the Worthington Scholarship Foundation, dedicated to the success of Maine students by providing scholarships and personalized support throughout their college journeys. Learn more at worthingtonscholars.org.
The custodians clean the schools, we drive the buses, we get the fields ready to go. I've learned over the years that becoming involved with MEA makes a big difference. It takes everybody's collective voice to make a change. My name is Jay Nicholson, and I am MEA.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Next up is the category round with the following choices: landlocked, kinda qualified, street scene, pass the popcorn, quotable quotes, and all alliteration. Each team will alternate control of 2 categories. Questions have increasing point values. With each question, they can choose to answer it and either gain or lose points. They can skip it and neither gain nor lose points. Or once per category, they can toss it and force the other team to answer. Players will have 5 seconds to confer and decide what to do. Gould, you trail right now, so you have control of the board. Ezra, what will be your first category?
Alliteration.
All alliteration.
All alliteration. All of your answers will consist of 2 or more words that begin with the same letter. Here's the first one for 10 points. The game of ping pong is known by what other alliterative name when it's played as an Olympic sport?
Table tennis.
Yes. All alliteration for 15. What is the first and last name of the musical artist who filmed the video for his 2024 single Beautiful Things on a mountain in Utah?
Benson Boone.
Benson Boone, right. All alliteration for 20. In the 1920s, journalist H.L. Mencken popularized what 2-word alliterative nickname for the region of the American South where people's political beliefs and behavior are heavily influenced by fundamentalist Christian teachings? Skip it? Bible Belt is the answer. All alliteration for 25. In the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien, what book comes between the Fellowship of the Ring and the Return of the King?
Two Towers.
Two Towers. Ella, you like the Lord of the Rings, huh? Yeah. All alliteration for 30. The right and left hemispheres of the brain are connected by a bundle of nerve fibers with what name that comes from the Latin for tough body?
Pass. Or throw. Toss.
Whatever it is. You want to send it to them. Like a hot potato. Westbrook, I'm going to reread the question to you. The right and left hemispheres of the brain are connected by a bundle of nerve fibers with what name that comes from the Latin for tough body?
Corpus callosum.
Yes, great job. You nailed it. All right, that wraps up all alliteration in that category. Now we go to Westbrook for their first category. Ezra, what will it be?
Pass the popcorn.
Pass the popcorn. These are questions about Academy Award winners. Here's the first one. The Oscar-winning Best Animated Feature Film of 2021 is what Disney movie about the Madrigal family, who live in the mountains of Colombia?
Encanto.
Yes. Pass the popcorn for 15. Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell won an Oscar for the song What Was I Made For from what 2023 movie that starred Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling?
Barbie.
Barbie, right. Pass the popcorn for 20. Costume designer Ruth E. Carter won Oscars for 2 films in which Marvel franchise that centers on King T'Challa in the land of Wakanda?
Black Panther.
Black Panther, correct. Pass the popcorn for 25. Both Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor Oscars for portraying which Batman villain?
The Joker.
The Joker, yes. And pass the popcorn for 30, the last one in this category. The first Oscar-winning movie from Latvia is what 2024 animated feature about a cat, a dog, a capybara, a ring-tailed lemur, and a secretary bird traveling together on a boat during a flood?
Floam.
Flow. Judges? It's incorrect. The answer is flow. That wraps up that category. We go back to Gould. Ezra, what do you want for your second one?
We're on quotes. Or we're going quotes. All right, quotes. Quotable quotes.
Quotable quotes. These will be these questions will be about historic speeches. Got that? Questions will be about historic speeches. What 2 words complete this quotable quote from Franklin Delano Roosevelt's 1933 inaugural address? The only thing we have to fear is?
Fear itself.
There you go. Quotable quotes for 15. In his last public speech before his assassination in 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King said, "We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to what location?"
We're going to skip.
It's the mountaintop. The mountaintop. Quotable quotes, 20. Human rights are women's rights, and women's rights are human rights, is a quote from a 1995 speech given at the United Nations by what First Lady of the United States, who later became a U.S. Senator?
Skip.
Skip, it's Hillary Clinton. Quotable quotes for 25. In 1962, General Douglas MacArthur gave the speech known as the Duty, Honor, Country Address to the cadets at what school?
West Point.
West Point is correct. Quotable quotes for 30 in the last one. On January 6, 2021, what Senate Majority Leader said, "The United States Senate will not be intimidated. We will not be kept out of this chamber by thugs, mobs, or threats. We will not bow to lawlessness or intimidation."
We're going to toss.
You want to toss it over there? All right, Westbrook, I'll read it again to you. On January 6, 2021, what Senate Majority Leader said, "The United States Senate will not be intimidated. We will not be kept out of this chamber by thugs, mobs, or threats. We will not bow to lawlessness or intimidation."
Mitch McConnell.
You got it. Was that a guess? No, it wasn't. Good confidence, Isaac. I like it. All right, that wraps up quotable quotes. We're going to go to Westbrook now for your second category. Ezra, what are you going to choose?
We're going to do landlocked.
Landlocked. These are questions about landlocked countries from around the world. Let's go to the first one. Which landlocked country of Europe doesn't have an ocean coast but does have Lake Geneva, which is part of its border with France?
Switzerland.
Yes, Switzerland. Landlocked for 15. With more than 118 million people, the world's most populous landlocked country is which African nation whose capital city is Addis Ababa?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, yes. Landlocked for 20, although it lost its Pacific coastline in a 19th century war with Chile, what landlocked South American country maintains a navy to protect its rivers and its portion of Lake Titicaca?
Uruguay.
Well, that's incorrect. It's Bolivia is the right answer. Landlocked for 25. The newest member of the United Nations is which landlocked African nation that borders 6 countries, including Uganda, Kenya, and the country from which it gained independence from in 2011?
South Sudan.
That is the right answer. Landlocked for 30, the last one. Considered a landlocked country despite the fact it shares a border with the Caspian Sea, the largest landlocked nation is what country that is located in Central Asia?
Kazakhstan.
You got that. Nice job. And that wraps up our category round. We have a current score of Gould Academy 135, Westbrook 350. Everything can change in the lightning round, so sit tight. We'll be right back. Okay, we're heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay, the lightning round. Players, you do not have to wait for me to finish the question. You can buzz in anytime, but do not answer until I call your name. You get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers will cost you 20, and the other team does not get the chance to answer. Our clock is set. Good luck. Here we go. On an invitation, the abbreviation RSVP stands for, go ahead, Ella.
Respond, s'il vous plaît.
Incorrect. French. What is the name for the scale that measures the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution? pH scale. What singer played the title character in the TV series Hannah Montana? Isaac.
Miley Cyrus.
Yes. Lake Okeechobee is the largest freshwater lake in which U.S. state? Florida. A micron is 1/millionth of what unit of length? Go ahead, Ezra.
Meter.
Yes. What character was Simba's father in Disney's The Lion King? Chris.
Mufasa.
Yes. In 1796, Edward Jenner successfully demonstrated a vaccine against what infectious disease caused by, Chris?
Smallpox.
Yes. The title of a 2006 movie says the devil wears what fashion?
Prada.
Go ahead, Ezra. Yes, Prada. What Revolutionary War hero led the Green Mountain Boys militia? Ezra?
Henry Knox.
Incorrect. Ethan Allen. Mozart's Symphony No. 41 has what planetary nickname? Jupiter Symphony. In Greek mythology, a minotaur has the body of a human and the head of, Chris?
Bull.
Yes. What pen name did Mary Ann Evans use when she published the novel Middlemarch? George Eliot. Millard Fillmore was the last U.S. president from which political party? Chris?
Whig?
Yes. Oh, and that's the end of our lightning round. Our winning team is Westbrook with a score of 430 points. They will be moving on to the semifinals in a few weeks. Gould Academy, you were at 155. Thank you so much for playing. You guys did great this season. Be sure to tune in next time for our second quarterfinal match as Falmouth takes on Hebron Academy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
Energy fuels more than homes and businesses. It fuels dreams, ideas, and growth. Unitil champions the critical thinkers and team players of tomorrow and is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine, where learning takes center stage. Welcome to another edition of New England Survivalists, the game we all get to play. Prepare to win. You can ask an independent agent about safety insurance and learn more at the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been dedicated to keeping New Englanders at the heart of what they do. That means investing in communities they serve and supporting families and businesses. You matter more.
and by viewers like you. Thank you.